Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, can you see me? Ah, here you are. My name is Adriana and I will be accompanying you through this talk. As you may have noticed, I am the digital version of that Adriana, and at the end of this session, the physical Adriana will take over to have the lovely discussion round when questions pop up. In the meantime, thank you for tuning into this session. I work at ING, a Dutch bank in the Netherlands. You may know this one. The bank's culture is quite international. My passion is understanding all the context around platform strategies, which I complement with establishing an ecosystem innovation toolbox for the citizen designer of the creator economy. Because when I say creator economy, I mean an economy in which everyone creates. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. I mean users creating. I mean your customers creating. Every comment, every like, every piece of review, every video or picture posted on whatever platform you prefer, every opinion published on the internet is value created by users. You can literally see a paradigm shift unfolding in front of your eyes. For this is a world that we know and understand. It's the world of the expert that owns the solution, owns the customer, and targets a particular customer segment. The organization is in full control of the solution. ING, the bank, is in full control of its mobile banking app that we deliver to our customers. Our customers who do banking with us. And we have a specific idea about who our customers are. And so does a car manufacturer own the design of its cars. The expert knows what your problem is, and guess what? The expert has a solution for you, specifically designed for your need. This is a well-known business formula, problem-solution fit, that you can apply to any traditional business that offers products and services. However, if you apply this well-known business formula in the creator's world, a world in which everyone gets to create, things may get pretty messy. What you now can see is that there is a new type of organizations emerging. Organizations that do not fit the expert mode of creation. The modern age organizations unlock potential that is infinite, instead of providing the solution themselves. It's the user who creates the value in peer-to-peer relationships with the consumers. And in this world, an infinite number of niches starts emerging. Niches that are as real as I am real, as opposed to a made-up construct that is based on cold statistical data. Can you see the paradigm shift? Shift from expert to user creating. Shift from design time to runtime. When someone else, not you, comes up with the product or service in real time, not upfront as you used to be doing. You may be wondering, what companies is she talking about? What users creating? Think of all the apps that you can find in the Apple App Store. The majority of them was not created by Apple. Think of all the apartments, houses, tree houses that you can find on Airbnb. They were not put up on that site by Airbnb. Think of all the articles you can find on Substack. And I could go on like this, and on and on and on. So this shift may impact your organization in one or another way. You may get hit by someone you would never think could be your competitor. Maybe even an individual person. An individual creator. This will challenge also the way you have been creating. All your assets, your resources, your capabilities, your culture is very likely in the expert mode of creation. What can you do? Take this shift in behavior, users creating, and try to frame it as a challenge to your current assets, resources, and capabilities. Don't laugh it away. Don't say this is silly. This will never happen. Take it seriously. How would that shift challenge your assets? Here is a few examples of a change in behavior. Fitness centers closed, and what you now can see is that people, many people are moving from the gym to do their exercises at home. Well, you could say, sure, there is the pandemic, obviously, but you could also say that the pandemic is only accelerating trends that had been unfolding before the pandemic hit us. The behavior of people was already changing. If you are a fitness center, you can see the impact of this change in behavior, right? It also seems that this trend is related to other trends that we can see emerging, such as healthy lifestyle. And then, there is HASfit.
What's up, HASfit Tribe? It's your personal trainer, Coach Kozak.
And I'm Claudia.
And welcome to our total body strength training routine.
A lovely couple, Claudia and Coach Kozak, working out at home and making a business out of it from their home, currently a rented studio. They have a Patreon site where people can start supporting them financially so they can keep producing free instruction videos. The interesting thing is that millions of non-professionals in fitness not only get instruction videos for free, but you can also establish a personal relationship with HASfit on scale. The paid-for programs are great, and if you have a question, they provide you with an answer. On YouTube, HASfit has almost 2 million subscribers. Isn't HASfit directly competing against traditional fitness centers without actually owning a proper fitness center? This is Charlie D'Amelio. She's 16 years old. And what is she doing? Dancing. She loves dancing, and she has been dancing her whole life prior to starting on TikTok. So you may find this silly, but she's a huge social media personality. This is real. Charlie has millions and millions of views every single day. Charlie is also the first person to earn both 50 million and 100 million followers on TikTok. By doing what? Creating dancing videos. Once again, she's 16 years old and regarded as one of TikTok's biggest stars. According to Forbes, Charlie is the second highest earner on TikTok. $4 million is a decent income for creating dancing videos with an iPhone. If you allow me to go back to my scientific graph, we could replace the purple part with all the tools that help users to create value. These tools help users to amplify their potential. These tools are their infrastructure to compete against you. Increasingly, you will be able to find a tool for everything. That's the new infrastructure for the individual creators to start creating. So, again, don't see this as something laughable. See this as a credible challenge to your assets. If you are a fitness center, you can start listing all the assets that are being challenged by HASfit, for instance. It's first and foremost your customers, membership cards, fitness center location that is underutilized, machines. Me personally, I used to be combining going to a fitness center and additionally I was following HASfit, the free videos. Today, I know I won't go back to the fitness center, as I see tangible results from working out at home with HASfit. Will I be the only one? Customers are changing their behavior and becoming more empowered in designing their own fitness lives. And how about all your licensed fitness trainers? Why not to give them all they need to start creating their own digital training, if they are not doing so already, without your permission? And the list goes on. This is how you could start assessing your assets that are being impacted by the users creating. See Charlie as a credible challenge to your assets. She is the new expert. If you are in the dancing sector, a huge chunk of viewers' attention may go to Charlie. That's your loss. How may this challenge all your other assets? Charlie may represent a threat to your existence in so many aspects. And it's not only Charlie, it's all the other users creating. What can you do to thrive? Look outside. Look outside to see what's going on. What are people doing? How are people behaving? And see that as a challenge to your raison d'être. Only if you can unsee yourself as the expert, you can start thriving in a world of creators. Here is an ecosystem innovation approach from the Citizen Designer's Toolbox. Look outside and see what people are doing, how their behavior is changing, and look for the immense potential that is locked in people. Try to spot it, something that fits your context. Take your solution and turn it into a tool. See your solution as tools for someone to create a product or service with. If you are a fitness center, then perhaps rent your studio to non-professionals, the non-experts. That's the new gold of this age. People you have on staff, turn them into independent creators. Here is a mind-blowing example of a digital transformation, achieved by reshaping challenged assets into tools. Newspapers especially have a hard time in this new digital world. Everything is digital, and the internet makes the newspaper business model obsolete. Now everyone can become a publisher. But check this out. Here is how the New York Times tackled this challenge. The company identified a weak spot in their assets. That its wonderful journalists who put their whole hearts into writing are underutilized. They typically have more knowledge and capabilities than they offer to the traditional newspaper company that gives them one blank spot on the paper. And this only because a physical newspaper doesn't have enough space for all that knowledge. If you are a reader of the New York Times, and if your favorite section in the newspaper was food, then you surely want to subscribe to the New York Times Cooking. You pay for what you want to read about, only for the relevant stuff, of course, which is everything related to food, especially the world's best recipes. If you subscribe, you will get all kinds of tools that will help you host a fantastic dinner for your mother-in-law, just as an example. There is your grocery list, there is your recipe box you can assemble. You can save that box or reshare it on Facebook, Pinterest, and what have you not. This is a tool that truly empowers the users to do great stuff. A true companion in the kitchen. The key point of this tool is that it pulls in not only the traditional New York Times customers, but anybody in the world can subscribe and unsubscribe anytime they want. You may find this silly, but this proved to be one of the most successful digital products that the New York Times came up with. The success of the New York Times is also visible on Instagram. Here is the New York Times Cooking on Instagram, resharing the pictures of the dishes. If you scroll through the pictures, you will find there each of the amazing New York Times editor tagged in the description, which can redirect you directly to the Instagram page of the New York Times editor. This is how the New York Times is building direct relationships between the editors and the people looking for the world's best recipes. 3 million followers points to an influencing role on Instagram. Now we see that unbundling the cooking context opens up a whole lot of new opportunities to reshape the old assets into something new and even more useful, such as the dining section in the newspaper, which is perhaps ages old, but when digitized and integrated into the New York Times cooking tool, it can serve a completely new job to be done. Wouldn't it be great to have a link next to the recipe you picked to also access some tips and tricks that would enhance your hosting experience? What wine goes with what dessert? What dessert fits this particular dish? And so on. And it doesn't stop here. The New York Times also bought Wirecutter, a tool that strives to be the best, trusted product recommendation service on the internet. Here, the writers and editors let diverse products such as kitchen gears and other kitchen appliances go through the New York Times rigorous reporting and testing process, so you can be sure to work with the best tech that is out there. What a new and fresh direction the New York Times is taking. Today, you can subscribe to a New York Times newsletter of your choice for free. This is unlimited supply by unlocking the underutilized assets of the New York Times. You can now subscribe and unsubscribe anytime you want, just like people expected. Readers want to read only the relevant stuff. Readers want to access more content coming from their favorite writer. Readers don't want to be bothered by irrelevant content, and they for sure don't want to pay for it. This is meeting a change in behavior. Here, I would like to conclude by summarizing the highlights of this story. It is when people change their behavior, whether in the form of a trend or you simply see it, that a refounding of the organization is needed. Think of people who increasingly enjoy working out at home, when properly helped. HASfit gives people all the tools they need to feel empowered. Or new type of influencers that successfully avoided the traditional path to become a star. The change in behavior will, sooner or later, challenge also your position and existing assets. Maybe now you are doing great, but you shouldn't get too excited about that. That's the innovator's dilemma. You don't have to come up with something new. Keep your assets, they are great. But what you can do to ensure that your assets meet the current expectations of your customers and would-be customers is to see your assets as tools that help users to create their products or services. People change their behavior on their own accord. What you can do is to nudge that behavior, influence its direction. It's the digital tools that will anticipate a new change in behavior. But eventually, it always starts with people, rather than you. Unsee yourself as the expert. So much to reshape the tool, and the tool shapes us, a virtuous cycle of innovation. Because this really is a new type of economy, the creator economy. And do not forget, everyone is a designer. Thank you so much for the attention you have given this presentation, and I'm looking forward to connecting with you.